What's going on, Internet? It's your boy ScooterRay, and I'm here to bring another Car Chronicles reviews. Now, whether you're new here or you've been here, if you're new here, of course, welcome. If you've been here, y'all know what this is. If you're new here, Car Chronicles reviews with us, the Less Than Stealthy Ninjas. Of course, Lone Ninja. Shout out to Cosmic Boss and the Wrong You Miss. We review things, whether it's movies, TV shows, wrestling pay-per-views, conventions, all of that. It's all wrapped up into this beautiful little thing we call the Car Chronicles Reviews. And you're pretty sure you're probably wondering, Car Chronicles Reviews, where that name come from? Well, if you ever check our reviews out, some of them are in the car, some of them are not. We like to try to give it in the moment of after we see things to give the review and let you know how we really feel. But today's case, I'm here to talk about the event that went on last night, aka the party of the summer, WWE SummerSlam. As you can see, it emanated from Detroit, Ford Field, where the Lions play. And it's their annual party of the summer. It's one of their big four. It's the three out of the big four. You know, your Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, then Survivor Series. So this is the third of the big four. It's usually around the August time frame. And it's WrestleMania Junior, kind of. Yeah, WrestleMania Junior. So let's get into it. First match of the night, we got social media megastar Logan Paul. For those who don't know, yes, Logan Paul has been actively wrestling on and off now for the past 2 years, and he's taking on high-flying specialist Ricochet. Around your miss, calm yourself down. Calm yourself down. I know you see Ricochet. Calm yourself down. This match the seeds were sown in this match during the Royal Rumble of this year, where Logan Paul and Ricochet had some moments there. And then after all the Royal Rumble stuff, after all of the WrestleMania things, it kind of just slowly built and it kind of circled back around to where they were somewhat crossing each other's paths. And it just came to the point to where it was like, all right, fam, now we need to settle this. Pretty decent match. One of the things that's, can you say, sad in a sense, is that as much as we want to hate Logan Paul, he's not a bad wrestler. He's not a bad wrestler. He has the build. He has the athleticism. He's not a bad wrestler. Typically, if you've seen Logan Paul matches, like he's had about almost 10 of them now. It's a lot of showboating. It's a lot of high fly moves. And then now pairing this with Ricochet, they were just all over the place. But it was a pretty decent match. A lot of high flying spots, a lot of risky spots where it was like, please don't hurt yourselves. Please, please. Ultimately, the match ended with Logan Paul. So one of his peoples was somehow part of the ring crew or something. He slid him some brass knucks. And one of the things that WWE keeps mentioning, the announcers, is that Logan's right hand is reinforced with titanium pins. So his thing is he has a one lucky shot because, you know, he dabbled in the boxing. You know, he fought Money Mayweather and I forgot who else he fought. But, you know, with him dabbling in the boxing and things like that, they always say that, you know, he has that one lucky shot and it could do it. Well, his little homie slid him some brass knucks. So just think about it. Titanium pinned hand with brass knucks. The ref didn't see it. He decks Ricochet. 1, 2, 3. Logan Paul gets the dub. Next up, we have the rubber match of the grudge matches, which to this day, we still don't know while these two even started beefing. The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, the Beast, Brock Lesnar. I know if you're looking at the graphics and the title cards, the name should be flipped, but you get it. This is their rubber match. Cody won at Backlash. Brock won at Night of Champions. This is to settle the score. Like I said in the beginning, we don't know why this grudge match even took place in the first place. But here we are. Typical Brock Lesnar match with a slight caveat. And the slight caveat was Cody doesn't know when to say die. So Brock is throwing him around. Brock is slamming him everywhere. And what Brock tried to do was he was beating Cody up a lot outside the ring. And Brock was like, I'll just take a count out victory. So he was slamming him outside. Cody kept beating the 10 count. Brock's finisher, the F5, where he picks you up on his shoulders and just whirly gigs you off of him. He was hit with that. Cody still wouldn't say die. He still was like, nope, I'm going to get back in the ring. Brock got mad, hit his F5 through the announce table. Cody still got up and was like, I'm not giving up this easily. So, Cody fought back. Cody did what he needed to do to get the win. As I said, he got the win. The funniest thing of that match was somehow Brock's shorts got destroyed. And Cody hit his finisher, the Crossroads, which is kind of a reverse corkscrew DDT. Just look it up, Crossroads. He hit it 3 times in a row, beats Brock Lesnar 1, 2, 3, and Brock virtually did the unthinkable. When the match was over with, Brock legitimately shook Cody's hand, hugged it out, rose his hand up, sign of respect to the fans and everything. So it was like, okay, Brock officially gave Cody the nod. So Cody wins the war between him and Brock. Next up, for reasons this match existed, we have let me get the graphics right, the Slim Jim Battle Royal. This was 25 superstars. You had the likes of AJ Styles, Karrion Kross, Alpha Academy, the Brawling Brutes, L.A. Knight, Santos Escobar, United States Champion Austin Theory, members of Imperium, Ludwig and Giovanni. Omos was added. Who else was in this match? A lot of people. It was, like I said, it was about roughly 25 individuals added. And it was a fun match. I don't think it was really for anything per se, but all in all, LA Knight gets the dub. The crowd, he has been the crowd favorite now for months. The crowd really wants LA Knight to succeed. They really want to see some type of gold on LA Knight. Whether it's the World Heavyweight Championship, they want to see LA Knight succeed. He gets the dub, and magically he stars in a Slim Jim commercial. Right? But we'll see if this Battle Royal truly has any meaning or anything other than them just having fun. Next up, another grudge match settled. MMA rules, Shayna Baszler, Ronda Rousey. Once again, if you're looking at the title card, I should have switched the names, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. This match stems from the fact that at Money in the Bank, Shayna and Ronda were women's tag champions. Shayna betrayed Ronda. They lost the tag championships. And it was Shayna's tired of being in Ronda's shadow. Shayna's tired of being second fiddle to Ronda, that she is just as dangerous. She is just as good or even better in MMA or in fighting or anything as Ronda, but Ronda always gets the credit. It's always when Ronda needs help, me and others are always helping her, but when I need help, Where she at? That type of storyline. So they were like, hey, we couldn't just have this as a regular match. We have to settle this in a fight. And they decided to do an MMA rules match inside of a wrestling ring. Now, back in the day, WWE had a match called the Lion's Den. Look that up. That would have been more suitable. Recently, they introduced the Fight Pit, which they had the Fight Pit match in WWE because Riddle and Rollins and Daniel Cormier was the ref for that. Why didn't they just do that again? Because literally, the rules were knockout or tap out inside of a wrestling ring. I'm gonna let y'all just kind of ponder that. The crowd was not into it. I don't know. It really didn't translate that well in this match. Kudos for the ladies for going out there and doing what they needed to do, but the crowd wasn't into it. Maybe if they would have did it in some type of specialty thing instead of trying to have an MMA fight in a wrestling ring, it would have been a lot better. But ultimately, ultimately Shayna chokes out Ronda. Now Shayna can be considered the baddest woman on the planet now. We'll see where that goes going forward. Next up, Intercontinental Championship, the Ring General, the undefeated Gunther versus Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre finally showed back up in July after months of being away because there was all these type of rumors that was he going to stay, was he going to go, blah, blah, blah. He showed back up and he had eyes on one man and one man on Gunther. Now, Gunther has not been pinned or submitted since he's been on the main roster, which is Raw or SmackDown. And he's been Intercontinental Champion now for almost a year. He's about to get ready to eclipse Honky Tonk Man's Intercontinental Championship reign with most days held in a row. But in order to get that record, he had to get past Drew. This is one of the matches where I like to call a good old beefy boy brawl. Or in the words of Big E, big meaty man slapping me. It was what I expected out of these two. Hard hitting, stiff, like oof. I ain't trying to fight none of yous. Because Gunther ain't about to chop me like that. And Drew ain't about to beat no. Not this individual here. But Drew went for his finisher, the Claymore kick, which is kind of like a running weird drop kick. Yeah. Surprisingly, Gunther kicks out. Gunther hit his series of moves that he does, like power bombs and all of this, and boom, Gunther retains. To my shock, Gunther retains. I thought that they was gonna go ahead and pull that trigger and dethrone Gunther, but hey, Gunther is close to a record, and how they say records are meant to be broken. So the Ring General, Gunther, still remains your Intercontinental Champion. This was probably maybe my third favorite match of the night. Yeah, I say roughly my third favorite because Gunther, when Gunther has pay-per-view matches, he flips some weird switch, and he goes out there and has matches. So this may be my third favorite match of the night, I would say, per se. But yeah, Gunther retains, still a champ. Possibly my second favorite match of the night. you have the World Heavyweight Championship, Seth freaking Rollins versus Finn Balor of the Judgment Day. Now, this was a culmination of a 7-year beef to go back in time. Back when they first introduced the Universal Championship, these two were at SummerSlam 7 years ago and competed for that. Seth Rollins power bombed Finn Balor into the barricade, and from that, Finn got a torn labrum. Finn won the match, but the next night he had to relinquish the title. So ever since then, Finn's career in WWE has been a little up and down, while of course Seth Rollins. So they're finally able to truly settle that score. And to give some more background context, Judgment Day, of course, Finn Balor, NXT North American Champion Dominic Mysterio, women's heavyweight champion Rhea Ripley, and Senior Money in the Bank Damian Priest. For those that don't know, the Money in the Bank is the briefcase one man, one woman has. Cash in anytime you want for a championship match of your choosing. So that's been looming of Damian Priest. When is he going to cash in? Is he going to cash in on Seth? Could he cash in if Finn wins and cash in on his own Judgment Day teammate? The plot thickens. Well, pretty solid match. Like I said, it's probably maybe my second favorite match because they actually, even though it felt done before, they still put on a pretty decent match. They still put on a pretty good match. I think the only downside to this match was we just seen them wrestle at Money in the Bank. If they didn't already have a previous match and this was them running it back, it would have gave a little more extra pizzazz to it personally. Kind of like the same thing with Brock and Cody. We just seen y'all wrestle twice already. So, but still, this wasn't a bad match. Like I said, maybe possibly my second favorite match of the night. They still gave that intrigue because, too, it was like, could they break Finn's little curse and him become champion? They had moments. They had moments where it looked like it was like, wait a minute now, so, but towards the end, Judgment Day comes out, Damian Priest first. Finn was kind of like, Damian, what you doing out here? What's your intentions? You look like you kind of moving kind of funny, my guy. And of course, Rhea and Dominic follow, and they tried to cheat because there was one spot the ref was distracted. Seth hit the ropes, got clocked by Priest. Finn couldn't get the job done. The first time they truly tried to really lay it in with the cheating, Priest tries to give Finn the briefcase to use it. And Finn was like, this ain't plan A. This ain't plan A. Let me stick to the da-da-da-da. And then Priest was like, use the briefcase. Rhea has the ref distracted. Use the briefcase. And Finn was like, la, 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 la. So he didn't get a chance to use the briefcase. Then Seth kind of beat up Dominic, kind of beat up Priest to kind of get them out the way. Then Finn looks at Priest and was like, slide me the briefcase. Slide me the briefcase. And then Priest is looking at him like, Finn, what? Like, first you wanted me to help. Now you don't want me to help. What do you want me to do? Like, what is it you want me to do? And so he tried to use the briefcase, and right when he slid it in, Priest goes over to to the ref to distract the ref. When Finn tries to get the briefcase to use it, Seth hits the curb stomp. And it was like, fam. And Priest arguably gives the best reaction of the night, which I am slowly trying to load this up. So if you see some weird things happening on the screen, just ignore it for a second. But Priest gives the reaction of the night. Un momento. Because you're going to see me in duality now. Yeah. So, hold on. Let me get to it. Because like I said, this was like the greatest thing ever. I know it's taking a minute. I'm sorry, peeps. But, so of course, Finn is laying there defeated because now it's like, fam, what? And Priest is just staring at Finn like, you had this. If you would have just did what you needed to do, you had this. But you decided to go against the plan. You decided to do what you wanted to do. And now, most likely come Monday, Finn is going to try to blame Priest for the reason why he's looking, all the while Priest was staring at him like this. Literally the expression of the night. Just look at the disappointment and sadness. It just anger, frustration, all of that in that man's face. Mm, 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 mm. So sad. So sad. But yeah, Seth freaking Rollins retains. And we'll see what's next for Seth. We'll see what's next. Arguably, I would say my favorite match of the night comes from the ladies. Women's World Heavyweight Championship match. The champ Asuka defends against Bianca Belair and Charlotte Flair. This was a combination of the fact that Asuka cheated to beat Bianca at Night of Champions. Bianca never got her rematch. Charlotte shows up, automatically goes for championships. She's like, hey, I want this title. Blah, blah, blah. We're here. Once again, this is kind of reminiscent to what I just said with Finn and Seth and Cody and Brock. It feels like we've had this. Maybe not with all three ladies at once, but we had a combination of this. And it wasn't a bad match because as triple threat goes, they showed out. They did what they needed to do. Midway through the match, Bianca took a nasty little tumble and it looked like it might have been her knee. So, you know, when they kind of throw up the X, that's their way of saying, hey, superstar might be injured. So the match essentially continued between Charlotte and Asuka. Bianca was kind of limping. The trainers and everything was helping her. And at one point, Charlotte hits the figure 8 on Asuka, which is basically the figure 4, you know, Ric Flair's figure 4. And Charlotte adds a bridge to it to make it the figure 8. While Asuka was in the figure 8, Bianca was like, nah, I ain't going out like no chump. She gets back in the fight, limping and all, hits a nice little 450 on Charlotte. The match still continues. With Bianca having a hurt leg, eventually Charlotte hits the figure 8 on Bianca. So now it was like, Bianca does not have much time before she taps. While Charlotte was in her bridge, Asuka comes in, spits the poison mist in Charlotte's face, which somewhat breaks the hold. She tries to do the buzzsaw kick to Bianca. Bianca counters, grab Asuka, rolls her up, 1, 2, 3, and new WWE Women's World Champion, Bianca Belair. Then EO Sky music hits. Who's Io Sky? She's 1/3 of Damage Control, and she is also Miss Money in the Bank. And she's looking to cash in and get her championship. Her and Bayley run out there. Bayley grabs the briefcase from Io. Bayley hits Asuka with the briefcase, hits Charlotte with the briefcase, tries to go hit Bianca. Bianca decks Bayley. Io picks up the briefcase, hit Bianca in the back of the leg, sets her up for her over the moonsault. And as soon as they announce the match, wow, moonsault. 1, 2, 3. Io Sky is new WWE Women's World Champion. And she gets to celebrate with Bayley and still injured, but she was able to be there. The third member of Damage Control, Dakota Kai. What a moment. What a moment. The crowd was losing it. The crowd in London, when they had Money in the Bank, went crazy that Io won. Then when they did Backlash in Puerto Rico back in May, the crowd was going crazy because it was Io versus Bianca, and the crowd was wanting Io to win. Then it didn't happen until to see it fully come full circle that Io is now women's champ. Moments. Good moments. Congrats to Io on her first World Heavyweight Championship on the main roster, because she was NXT Women's Champion at one point. Now to have, the Women's World Championship. Yeah. Let's see what happens. Main event time. Tribal combat for the WWE supposed to be WWE Undisputed Championship. You have one Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief, versus his cousin, former Bloodline member. But can you really be a former Bloodline member if you're still family? Jey Uso. I am not about to run down the whole history of the Bloodline and everything, but let's just say things have been getting real for the family, and it has come down to this. Tribal combat. Now, tribal combat is not only is Roman defending his undisputed championship, but he's also defending his right as tribal chief. So if Jey Uso was to win, not only will he be champion, but he will be the new tribal chief. And I say this as a warning again. Irania, calm yourself down. I know you're looking at the graphic. Calm yourself down. This was not a bad match. Let me preface it with that, because it was kind of like a no rules, no DQ type situation. It was done before. And if you've been following wrestling a while, especially with Roman Reigns and the whole tribal chief thing, his first major opponent was Jey Uso. Before Jey Uso finally bent the knee and became main event Jey Uso, Roman and Jey Uso had like 3 matches. They had a Hell in a Cell. They had like 2 regular one-on-ones. But any recent Roman matches, especially that has no rules. But yeah, they were slugging it out. They was doing, to give the emotion that, family is fighting. Family. Vin Diesel would not be happy that family is fighting. But midway through the match, Solo Sikoa, Jey Uso's younger brother, shows up. Of course, he's on Roman's side. He and Roman double team up on Jey Uso. Eventually, Jey Uso was able to dispatch Solo and get him out for the rest of the match. Jey Uso eventually hits Roman with his spear. Then he hits the Uso splash. 1, 2, and Jey Uso gets drugged out the ring. And it's like, what the hell is going on? It's a guy in a hoodie, takes the hoodie off, pulls down the bandana. It is Jey Uso's twin, Jimmy. Then Jey is staring at Jimmy. Jimmy staring at Jey. And Jimmy proceeds to hit Jey with a super kick. And it's like, what's going on? What's going on? Jimmy just betrayed his twin brother. After all they went through, Jey Uso left the bloodline to align himself with Jimmy. And all of this just for big brother Jimmy to betray Jey. Jimmy throws it back in the ring. Roman spears Jey through a table. 1, 2, 3. Roman retains. And Jey is in the ring conflicted. He don't know what to think right now. But I guess we'll have to wait till Friday for that follow-up. But yeah, SummerSlam in a whole. It wasn't a bad show. It wasn't a good/great show. It was in the middle. If I had to slap a rating to it, maybe a very high 6, low 7. Because they had good moments. They had, they gave the gravitas of the moments. It was just the fact that I think so much of it felt done before. And I think that's what it was. Like, once again, Brock and Cody was a rematch. Jey and Roman, technically last month at Money in the Bank, it was a tag team match, the Usos versus Roman and Solo, but still done before. Seth Rollins and Finn Balor was a rematch. The triple threat with the ladies, it was kind of a mixture. And then, whether you cared about Logan Paul or Ricochet, whether you cared about the MMA rules match, whether you cared about the Intercontinental. Actually, if I was to rearrange it again, the Intercontinental may be my second favorite match. And the ladies triple threat would be the first. And Seth and Finn would be third. And we'll just go down from there. Because I totally forgot that Intercontinental match was pretty good. But yeah, a smooth 6, maybe 7. Like I said, they gave moments. Bianca winning the title and then losing the title. It's like, wow, Bianca really has a curse at SummerSlam. She really has a SummerSlam curse to where she just cannot stay champion for long. But of course, now we add a new chapter to the whole Bloodline saga, and it kind of now turned into a where and when does this end with the Bloodline? Who was ultimately dethroning Roman for them titles? But yeah, SummerSlam in a whole. Almost nearly 4-hour show wrapped up in a 30-some minute video. There you go. I'm ScooterRay. Thank y'all for tuning in. Whether you loved it, hate it, don't forget to rate it. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Preferably thumbs up, please. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Once you subscribe, hit that notification bell to let you know when new videos come. Shout outs to my 2 other ninjas, Run Your Miss, Cosmic Boss. Just so happens, just so happens. Shout out to my tag brethren, Lip Dizzle, Jaeger Bombastic, Juggernaut 097. This video here could be on tag, The Average Gamers, unless we decide to record a SummerSlam review as the 4 of us or any combination of the 4. So if you prefer more wrestling content, go to tag. T.A.G. Word to Dr. Britt Baker. The Average Gamers, tag. That's more wrestling side. My passion. That's more the wrestling side of things. But thank y'all for tuning in. Until next time, we just trying to make our Ninja Village proud. Peace.